And now let us say hello to the man who will be competing for the vacant Bellator middleweight championship on Thursday at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. The one and only Gegard Mousasi, the former Bellator champion, the former Strikeforce champion, Dream champion, a legend of the game. It's been a while since I've talked to Gegard, and he's kind enough to join us here today on the program. Gegard, how are you?
I'm good, Ariel. Thanks for having me.
It's good to talk to you again, my
Yeah.
friend. So there's a lot to talk to you about. And I actually wanted to start with I'm just always kind of curious
Yeah.
about this. What is life like back home right now in the Netherlands compared to here in the United States with everything going on in the world?
Well, the COVID cases are rising, so we have a little bit like a mild lockdown. So we have 10,000 cases a day. So that's a lot for 17 million people. So
Wow.
it was getting stricter just before I left. So I think it's the same as US. There was a lockdown, and then they reopened, and then life then to a little bit normal, but it's going towards the lockdown again.
Was it hard to train for the fight in the midst of all of this?
Well, no, because they opened, so I was allowed to train, but I didn't go to Amsterdam. I didn't do the normal things that I usually do. So train with a small group. I tested myself the last 2 3 weeks. We tested my friends every time. You have those self testers. You can
Oh,
test if you have COVID.
wow.
Actually, they work because one of my friends he tested positive, and then he went to the GGD. That's the like the where the government test, and he was positive.
Wow.
So it was accurate. So far everyone is negative, and we're ready to go.
So your last
Yeah,
fight was in September of
yeah,
2019. You were supposed to fight in May
yeah,
against Lima, but obviously it got canceled. To
yeah.
be out now for, almost 14 months and not be hurt and just kind of have
Yeah.
a year of your career wasted like this, how frustrating has it been?
Very much because I'm not the youngest anymore, although I look like
Yes,
it.
no, you
No,
look fantastic.
no, but no, it's very because well, I'm 35 now, so I wanted to fight as much as possible because once you're healthy, you can fight, and then you get injured, maybe you're out for a year. This I was out for a year without being injured or anything that was my blame.
Hmm.
So it was frustrating, but I'm happy to be back, and then I hope to fight soon after this one.
Was it tough to get into the country?
Well, no, I had a special permit or a visa. I don't know. The Bellator asked for. Otherwise, we couldn't come to US. So me and my cornerman we got a special permission to come to
Okay.
US. Yeah.
And how is it over there at the fight sphere, as they're calling it, the Bellator fight sphere? How is it so far?
Well, first 2 days we had to stay in quarantine, and then we got tested. Everyone luckily was negative. You go outside to the casino, not much. Uh, it's the regular stuff, but differently. Um, you don't see a lot of people. On the other hand, you don't have to do a lot over workouts and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So,
You're happy about
uh,
this, right?
yeah, it's not bad. It's, being not having to go to an arena to do workout or whatever. But yeah, hopefully it's over soon. This COVID stuff.
Yes. And for you, I'm sure quarantining at your big palatial farm that you have there with all the animals and your family, it mustn't be so bad, right? I mean, you've got a lot of space there.
Well, yeah, yeah. I changed the gym. I got a gym different place now. I'm all the time with friends and family. So for me, it wasn't that difficult, except not fighting because that was tough.
Sure.
Not knowing because they rescheduled and then they said a month later, maybe a month later. So it's uncertain time. So it wasn't pleasant. Um, yeah, overall, I don't think anyone enjoyed the Corona time.
You've got this big fight. This is one of the
Yeah,
best Bellator fights of the year. You've been in this situation before. The welterweight champ moving up to
yeah,
185,
yeah.
and this time, of course, you're not the champion. You're fighting for the vacant title. But for you, when you heard about this, and since you did it already with
Yeah.
Rory, we know why it's of interest for Lima because he's trying to get a second title.
Yeah.
But for you, was it interesting to fight a welterweight moving up?
Well, it doesn't matter for me because he's a big name. A win over him, it's notable. It's very important, you know. So for me, he's a big name to beat. Uh, he's a big welterweight. You know, last time he was fighting, I hugged him. I said, "Let me see how big you are." He said he was cutting a lot of weight, so he's a big welterweight. Maybe I got 5 pounds over him, maybe.
Wow.
Uh, but we've seen Whitaker, Kevin Gaslam, they do well at middleweight. So I don't see it like I'm not a big middleweight. 5 pounds not gonna make me a winner or a loser. It's but I think when it comes to wrestling stuff, I will have the advantage with strength and size a little bit.
Mm.
But if you're a technical guy, it shouldn't be a factor.
How much does it bother you that you couldn't get that fight against Lovato again to right that wrong? Does it annoy you?
No, I move on. You know, it's fighting. I know. Of course, I would have loved to fight him again because I felt like I could have beat him. But I moved on. I think I feel bad for him with his health issue. You know, I hope he's doing well. But didn't cry about it. I mean, I lost to other guys and I moved on. It's another day, another fight. You know.
Mm-hmm. As for Douglas Lima, he's looked very
Yeah.
good as of late. I think he's really come into his own as a fighter.
Yeah.
Maybe people didn't think he would turn out to be this good of a fighter, but he's really, truly one of the best fighters on the planet. What
Yeah.
impresses you most about him?
Well, he's in his prime. So if I beat him, I beat the best Douglas Lima. I think he's facing me at the wrong time because I'm hungry. I'm coming to fight. There have been fights that I didn't show up, and I think when I show up, people are in trouble. And so he's in his prime. He's confident because he avenged his 2 losses that he had. Uh, he's the champion. He's on a winning streak, so he's coming in with confidence. But maybe that confidence will hurt him because maybe he's chewing more than he can chew. I say that.
Biting off more than he can chew. Close
Okay, maybe, yeah. So, but I'm not underestimating him because he's a world-class fighter. But we will see on Thursday.
I appreciate you saying that, sometimes you haven't showed up. What's a notable fight for you where you felt like you didn't show up?
Well, Uriah Hall, I showed up, but I showed up too much. I was too confident. You have those days too. Jacare fight the second time. That was my worst fight ever.
Really?
I feel like, yeah. I wasn't in it at all. And Lovato fight wasn't also either. Those 2 fights, I feel like I didn't show up, and I paid for it. But you have to find the balance, you know. I mean, Uriah Hall, I really came to kill him.
Why, did you not like him?
No, I like Uriah Hall, but because there was some talk with Joe Silva back then, said because I had a fight against Costo, the Greek guy.
Yeah,
and
Philippou.
then they say the performance was boring and you should have finished him. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna show what I can do. I'm gonna kill the next guy. Well, it didn't work out for me because I didn't stick to the game plan. I was too aggressive. And second time I stick to the plan and I beat him.
And so when you that one is one where you didn't stick to the game plan, but the other ones, did you have like other things going on in your life that made you not focus on the fight, or is it just you don't show up one day?
Well, I don't want to find excuses, you know. You know, a good fighter, even at the worst time, he shows up. You know, even at this worst day, they find a way to win. So I cannot say this and that. So you know, we'll see. But I feel like not hungry, maybe sometimes overtraining. Sometimes you do too much. Everything is you have to have the right measurement. I mean, I trained for Lovato for 12 weeks. I wanted to win so badly, but because I wanted to win so badly, I overtrained. I gave too much in the training, and then in the fight, you know, there's not much left for me. You know.
Right.
So you have to have the right. You can't have a lot or you can't have less. You have to have balance. You know, too aggressive is not good. Too passive is not good. You have to have a cool, calm, and collective. You know, that's experience. You know, I'm still finding I sometimes in fight. You know, I'm not steady, you know.
Yep. Yep.
But this fight, I'm steady. I know what to do. It was
So,
a good reminder, let's say.
okay. I think if my math is correct, this is your 62nd or 63rd pro fight. Do you know the exact number? If you include kickboxing.
46 wins. Yeah, with the fight with boxing amateur and this and that, over 75.
Wow, over
With kickboxing,
75.
75. Yeah, 75.
How
Yeah.
many more do you think you have left?
Well, I wanted to fight a lot, but this year is wasted year. I'm happy that I'm fighting this time. I still have to pass the COVID test again because they're gonna test me again. So if I do this fight, next 2 years I want to do 5. That's realistic. 2.5 fights a year. I hope to do more, but I have to push. I have to push Bellator, and I have to put good performances. So they want me to see me back, you know. So
How
after
many do you have
5,
left?
I signed for 8. So
Oh, okay.
after 5, I'm gonna see. But with this, then it's gonna be 6, and then. But my next 2 years, I'm gonna be active as much as possible,
Okay.
and I have to look at it afterwards. You know, injuries, results, life. You know, you can make decisions, but things can change. You know,
You
illness.
still
I
like it
don't
as
know.
much?
Yeah. But for now, I focus on a 2-year game plan.
Okay.
2 years, and from that, I will see. You know, any fight can be the last fight. You know, you never know, injury or whatever. You know, I hope not, but.
In that 2-year stretch, is there someone in particular you'd love to fight?
No, not really. I don't really care.
No.
I just have to put dominant performances so I go on top, you know.
What a run it's been. You made your MMA debut in 2003, April of 2003.
Yeah.
Do you recall the event was 2H first open team? You fought a guy
Yeah, it
named
was too
Daniel
hot to handle. Yeah,
Too hot
too
to
hot
handle.
to
Yes, too hot to
yeah.
handle. Classic, right? What could you tell me? Like, what was it like in Amsterdam? Like, do you remember that night? Well, I always like
Yeah,
talking to people about their debut. What was it like?
but I didn't have any experience in MMA. I did MMA for 2 weeks,
Wow.
and I was mainly a boxer. And then I went in. The guy was taking me down. I was getting up, or it was a 30-second rule, and then you would get up. And then I would go like crazy, and I knocked him down 3 times when I won the fight. But so it was just fighting. It wasn't like yeah. That's how I started.
How many people were there?
The arena, you mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't sold out. It wasn't doing well. Maybe 3,000. I don't know.
Okay. And do you remember how much you got paid for it?
Nothing.
Like zero?
Nothing. Yeah, 0. The
What?
beginning, you don't get paid.
What do
I
you mean you don't
remember.
get paid?
I even one time I fought. Me and my brother fought MMA fight. We got 200-300 euro or something, and then we went to working as security the same night.
No way.
Yeah, it was. You know, back then it was just fighting. It wasn't really thinking of, oh, I wanna, you know. It was just you fight whenever you gotta fight.
Security where? Like at a nightclub?
Yeah, nightclub work. Yeah.
How long before you got your first paycheck? How many fights?
I think Ahoy. That was the first big show. I got paid, but it wasn't like maybe 1,000. And then one time I got paid 3,000, and then I went to Japan. I got 10,000.
Ooh.
So after that, it was like 10,000, 15,000. It wasn't that great, you know. And then it built up.
When you were nightclub security, did anyone try to mess with you, and then you got to use your skills?
Everyone wanted to mess with me because I look innocent, you know. But I could fight the better than the other guys. But everyone thought I was the teen. I was not that big, you know.
So did you actually have to get into fights?
I didn't fight that much. But sometimes occurred, yeah.
Really? So someone
Yeah,
thought
but
that you were just.
I worked at many places, but one time I was working with my brother and my friend. We were same group always, and I had a lot of friends there. And then some Polish guy came, and we had a group fight. So
Wow.
that was fun.
How many people?
I don't know, but they were with 8, but they didn't realize we were all with friends. So we beat them. Don't worry, Ariel.
You won? Okay,
that night we won. That I can tell.
What's the worst job you ever had?
I think security job, but worst job. And delivering, no. I did a lot of delivery work, post office, newspaper when I was younger,
Okay.
delivering pizza, but I was terrible at finding addresses. So
Okay.
I would panic, so it wasn't good. It wasn't the best job for me, but when you're younger, there's not a lot much more work than you can do than that.
When did you start to believe that you can actually make a career out of doing this? Like, how far into the career?
Well, after I won the Dream tournament, I stopped working as security. So
What? The Dream
yeah,
tournament? That wasn't that long ago.
yeah, but we were working. Yeah, after that I stopped.
That was 2008.
Yeah, I was working back then as security because we were buying house and with the fighting money we would invest. So
I guess 2008 now is 12 years ago, but at that point you had over 30 fights.
yeah, probably yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it sucks. People think fighters don't get paid. Fighters get paid way too less in MMA.
Yeah, but now you're doing good.
Now I'm doing good. Yeah, yeah. After 20 years almost, it's about time.
I agree. I agree. Yeah. And you're happy there? They treat you well?
Yeah. I'm happy. I'm gonna finish here and I want to, just finish on a high note. That's all.
Do you keep your eye on the UFC middleweight division? Like, do you see when Israel fights Costa? Do you look and compare and see what's going on there?
Yeah, I do watch, of course. I'm still a fan. It's my business. This is my work, so I do watch other fighters. Of course, yeah.
Do you think that Israel is the best middleweight in the world?
At this moment, probably, yeah.
Not yourself?
Yeah, because he beat everybody. Well, I think he fought the higher caliber fighters recently, so I have to give it to him.
Are you impressed with him?
Yeah, definitely, because I thought he was a mainly stand-up guy, but he has good takedown defense and stuff, so he does well. Yeah, okay. I didn't expect that, but he's doing good.
And let me just ask you before I let you go, big debate this week about who's the greatest ever, right? Is it Khabib now? Yeah. Is it John Jones, GSP, Anderson, Fedor? Fedor has been forgotten at this point. It's unbelievable. What do you think? Who's the greatest ever?
Well, if you look at the guys that have never lost, that's what people look at it usually, but it doesn't have to mean a lot. But I think John Jones and Khabib has been looking the most invincible, in their fights. So one of those two guys, you could say John Jones a little bit more because he has more title defenses.
Does he get,
I think if Khabib would have a couple more fights, he would surpass him. But I think John Jones has defended his belt how many times? 12, 13?
Yeah, but does he not get considered because of the PEDs? Or do you not view
yeah, that's also a possibility. But that I don't know, I think maybe Khabib number one.
All right, fair enough. Well, I can't wait for this fight. What a great fight. This Thursday, by the way, not Saturday, not Friday. It's this Thursday. It's Gegard Mousasi versus Douglas Lima for the vacant Bellator middleweight title. Lima moving up from 170. Of course, he's the welterweight champion, so he's trying to get 2 belts. And Gegard's trying to get what he once owned, the Bellator title. Always great to talk to you, my friend. Good luck on Thursday.
You don't call me anymore, huh?
Well, listen,
you forgot about me.
That's not true. Come on, stop that.
Just kidding. I appreciate it, Ariel.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.